Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Butterscotch Rewatch. I am Katie, the Gen X mom.
And I'm Ireland, the Gen Z daughter.
And today we're going to be discussing the film Earth Girls Are Easy. It was made in 1988. It was written by Julie Brown, Charlie Coffey, and Terrence McNally, and directed by Julian Temple. It stars Gena Davis as Valerie, Jeff Goldblum as Mac, Jim Carrey as Whiplock, Damon Wayans as Zebo, Julie Brown as Candy, Michael McKean is Woody, and Charles Rocket is Ted. So we're gonna keep going with our structure that we just started last week until we hear otherwise that you guys absolutely hate it. We're gonna go ahead and go through the characters first before we go over the storyline. So characters to look out for: Valerie, who's played by Gena Davis. She's engaged to Ted. She works at a place called Curl Up and Dye, which is a hair salon and nail salon. Great name for it.
DYE. Everybody.
Yes, she's a nail technician. She wants that romance stuff and, that you see in the movies. She's very, does everything to make Ted happy. And that will bring us into Ted's character. Ted is a doctor. He's always working late nights and just really he's only in the relationship, I think, for himself, what Valerie does for him, because she literally does everything for him. So I feel like he's in this relationship because he wants a mom, and she's basically the mom. He doesn't do anything for her. He's not like one of those, I did something nice for you. It's always about him or her doing something nice for him. And he's obviously cheating on her. I don't know did I say that? I just said the late nights. Yeah.
But you can assume from the late night.
He's clearly cheating on her. It's not even a secret.
Writing hickeys, he's disgusting.
And then we've got our three aliens. So we have Mac, who's the blue alien. He's the captain of the alien ship, and he's played by Jeff Goldblum. He's very into Valerie when he meets her. You can tell, definitely right straight to Valerie. Whiplock is the red alien, and he's played by Jim Carrey. And he just wants babes.
Yeah,
he likes Finland and babes.
Yeah, just babes.
Finland and babes. And then Zebo is the yellow alien, who's played by Damon Wayans.
Mm-hmm.
And he also wants babes. And he's also a pretty good dancer. He really likes to dance. And then of course we have Candy, who's played by Julie Brown. She's great in this. She does the hair at the salon in Curl Up and Dye. And she's always ready for a good time. So those are our characters. We do also have one supporting character. That is Woody the pool boy. And
you can hear that? That's my dog getting zoomies right now. She's been sleeping all day, and I'm like, oh, you can stay in here. And I was trying to get my camera off. She's literally running in circles like a crazy
She's
person.
a big fan of this movie, so.
She loves this movie. Yes. She's a big Jim Carrey fan. So
Woody is played by Michael McKean, and he's the pool boy. He's not very smart, but he does love to surf. Surfing is his life, so that's his character. He kind of has a couple good small little scenes in this one, so that's why we're mentioning him as a supporting character.
So funny.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started into the film.
Yeah, so getting started, we are first introduced to not only these amazing graphics. It literally could, if I hope that people know what I'm talking about, but it literally looks like the spaceship could be on a stick and somebody's moving it up and down. It definitely looks real bad, but it's okay because it's funny. But we're starting off with all three of the aliens in the ship, and one of them is sleeping in their little, they're kind of accompanied by laser tomb kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then the other two are just super bored, and they definitely give off siblings vibes. They're so goofy, and they're always fighting over trying to make the TV work, and they're just messing around, pushing each other around. And then all of a sudden they try to make this holographic TV thing start working, and then all of a sudden a woman alien comes out from it, and then she just starts dancing, and then now they're just dancing all around the ship basically after this holographic alien girl.
And she's fur, because they all have fur. And she has fur. She has a tail, I think. So they're all ooh, and they're following her around the ship. She's Then we cut to Valerie. Valerie's waiting for her fiance Ted to come home. It's nighttime. So when Ted comes home, he has a big hickey. So he uses
Mhm.
Valerie's makeup to cover it up. Valerie's in bed. She's waiting for Ted. She's got like her outfit on. And she's
He's
like,
done to the nines.
yes.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm ready, honey. And he literally just like comes into bed, turns off the light, and then just like turns away from her and like lays down. And she's like, well, honey, hey. Like she's like kissing him and stuff. And he's like, oh, not tonight. I'm really tired. I had a long day of surgery or something dumb like that. And we're like, okay, all right. And, she's like, I need it was tomorrow, honey. I promise tomorrow, okay? And she's like, well, I won't be here because I'm going to a cuticle convention for the weekend.
Hate when that happens.
Yeah. So she just kind of goes to bed disappointed, you know. I feel bad for her. So
Yeah.
the next day she goes and she talks to her friend Candy at the salon, which is curl up and die.
Mm-hmm.
And Valerie thinks she's like, I don't know what it is with Ted. Am I not attractive? What do I need to do? And Candy suggests that she gets a makeover.
Yeah, she needs to look like a whole new person for him to be interested in her, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So they have this cues the makeover montage of Brand New You, or Brand New Girl, I think it's called. Brand New Girl.
Yeah, brand new girl, I
Yeah.
think.
And the whole time they're, dyeing her hair, doing her nails, her makeup, everything, and they're making her blonde and giving her blue contacts. So she's a blonde-haired,
Mhm.
blue-eyed girl. And so she's like, "Ooh, I'm ready, I'm ready." So she goes home, she gets all ready for Ted. She's got like this really cute corset thing on. She's got like a boa, I
Yeah.
think.
Can we talk about how bad this wig is, though?
It's so
Like, I
bad.
know it's supposed to be her hair, but it's so choppy, and it looks like the Will Byers cut if it was blonde. Like,
Yes, it does.
I really can't with this bowl cut. She literally put that Frosted Flake cereal bowl on her head and just started going. But she's stunning. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Like, she could be bald. Like, she could just have a bald cap on and she'd still be stunning. But that wig is god awful.
It is. It is. Luckily, it only lasts for like a day.
Right.
Yeah. So she hears Ted come home, so she hides in the closet because she's gonna surprise Ted. She cannot wait. Ted has a visitor. He brings home.
Ted brings in the, like, I don't even know. I was gonna say, like, the most.
Stereotypical bimbo blonde.
Yes, I was gonna say, like, definitely but it's not her fault. She does not know that he's dating somebody or
Mhm.
will be engaged to somebody
Right.
like it matters. But she definitely is like big boobs, blonde hair, like 4 brain cells, And of course, she's a freaking nurse at the hospital that he works at. Be original, right?
Hmm. Right.
And when the nurse is like walking through the house, because of course he's like, make yourself comfortable. And this scumbag is like putting everything that Val owns like in drawers and flushing stuff down the toilet like a freaking idiot. I was literally cringing when he was doing that.
Hmm.
But basically clearing any scent of like a girl that lives there. And the nurse is just walking around and Val hears like somebody walk by, so she jumps out of the closet and like basically like tackles this nurse, but thinking it was Ted. And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know Ted had like visitors or whatever. Like, this is embarrassing. Usually I'm wearing more clothes. And then out comes Ted.
Yes.
I was gonna say, you can go if you want, because
Yeah.
this is. Oh.
So Ted comes like sliding out almost like Risky Business style, and he's
Yeah.
like he's got like his underwear on, he's got boxers, and he's got a stethoscope, and he's got that like thing on his head, that like reflector
With, like, the
thing.
metal desk thing,
Yeah, the
yeah.
metal desk thing. And he's like, "Here comes Dr. Love," and he's like spinning the stethoscope Barth. He doesn't recognize Val because Val and the other girl are kind of like on the floor because she had tackled her, and he's like, well, "Who's your friend? Hello." And he turns her, like she turns around and it's Val, and she's like, "Ted." He's like, "Val," so she catches him cheating, obviously, and he's like, "Oh, you look good. You look really good." And then the nurse is like, "Okay, I don't know what kind of thing, creepy sex thing you two are into, but don't want to be part of it. I'm out of here." So she literally just leaves. She's like, "I'm out. I don't want anything to do with it." And Val's like, "You brought somebody home to have sex with?" Oh, because she was supposed to be at that cuticle convention and she skipped it. And she kicks him out. She's like, "Get out. Just get out, get out, get out." And he leaves. And then she decides to sing a song.
I'm not gonna lie, great singing. And this song is amazing. Like, she's basically singing, like, she's obviously upset, and But I do love this Carrie Underwood version of her because she's literally like the before he cheats. Like she's throwing everything around, she's breaking everything. She broke the like computer monitor. She's her like fish, she's like pouring the rest of the champagne into the fish tank because we will know later too, like this man is in love with his fish. Red flag, but it's fine. And like just breaking everything around the house. And she's just singing the crap out of that song.
Yeah, she takes a golf club to his colognes and everything.
Doesn't she put like the cigars like in the VCR and stuff and
Yes.
like smokes like or like it's like smoking and then she's like she's awesome.
She rolls a bowling ball into his computer.
Okay.
So the next day, she's obviously, bummed out. We see her at the kitchen table. She's dyeing her hair back to a brunette, painting her nails, everything. She's talking to Candy and she's like, "It didn't work, Candy. That did not work."
Did it work?
So, she's just telling Candy how bummed out she is. And she decides that she's going to go lay out in the sun because what else is there to do in California? But she's got this really great,
I would love to lay out in the sun.
yeah, really great indoor pool, or not indoor, in-ground pool. And yeah, so she's laying out. And this is when the aliens, who broke their TV, by the way, with the dancing girl with the tail. So they're looking for, other species. They spot Valerie laying out in the sun in her super tiny bikini.
Oh yeah, and she's stunning. My favorite thing is Jim Carrey, what's his name, Whiplock or whatever.
Whiplock, yeah.
He is so funny. He goes, she's removing the breast holders for the bikini. But they're just ogling her like obviously I would be too. I was as well. And they just like can't get a hold of themselves because of course Zebo and Whiplock are fighting over who gets to see, because it's like the little like binoculars kind of thing that they can see into. They can see Val from there. And they're just like fighting over like I need to see it or whatever, and then they're losing control of the ship and then it crashes into Val's pool.
Yes.
And Val loved this girl, but she's got about 4 brain cells working right now.
She does.
She literally was like, she's like, of course, what else could possibly be happening? She's like, okay, well, she's thinking it's like, Ted, spying on her or something like that, or like something else going wrong in her life, basically. And she's like, oh, of course, it would be like, some UFO just like falling from the sky or some other transport device. And the best thing she has to do to give herself a pep talk is like, oh, well, when obstacles come in your way, you just swim right through them. And then she dives into the pool all majestically. And then she's swimming right into the ship, and she literally bonks her head on the windshield of the ship.
And knocks herself out.
Yep, and then she's just unconscious.
She's just unconscious underwater. The ship is smaller, because it's like a smaller ship, so that's why it does fit into the pool.
Do you remember the little Einstein ship? It literally looks exactly... Okay, so the Gen Zers know that, like, the Little Einsteins was a show, like, that... people literally made their kids watch, like, for, like, the instructional whatever. And that little Einstein ship looked exactly like that ship. Literally exactly like it, to the T, so.
So the blue alien's like, oh no, she's gonna drown. So he goes, I'm gonna go get her. And they're like, whoa, be careful.
Woman.
So he goes to get out, and it, like, makes him bigger. And then he grabs Valerie, and then he, like, brings her back into the ship, and they, like, shrink down. And he, like, pushes on her chest, and he touches her forehead or something.
Right, like, this is her forehead, low-key. Like, and I would wake up, too, because Jeff Goldblum is so dreamy. I don't care if he's painted blue.
He's super dreamy. Yes, he looks very good in this movie. Yes. And she wakes up, and she's like, oh my god, I've been abducted by aliens. Yeah. And she's like, please don't do tests on me. Are you guys just going to do a couple tests and then let me go? Like, please let me go.
No, get him over with and then just let me go, please.
She's like, I can keep a secret. I mean, my cousin had her boobs done and I didn't tell anybody. And then she's like,
oops, just told you guys.
But I guess I just told you, so that wasn't really good at keeping secrets. She just like she has a like word vomit. She just keeps talking. And then she's like, oh, you guys aren't going to hurt me. Oh, she feels like they're okay. And she's like, you guys hungry? And they're like, I guess yes, they're hungry.
Yeah, they don't even. She's just like, come inside to my house for lunch, and then they're just like following her around because I mean she's freaking Val, so she's stunning, and they're just gonna follow her around.
So they go into her house. They're touching everything, like they're either putting it in their mouths, They're just touching everything. And she's looking at her fridge like, what do we have to eat? Oh, I guess we don't have a lot to eat. Here's some Pop-Tarts. So she brings in Pop-Tarts out of the fridge. And she's like, we can have some Pop-Tarts. Okay. Two of the aliens eat Ted's fish. They literally just put the fish in their mouth and pull it out. And it's like
And
a
just
little
a little
skeleton.
comes out.
Yeah. Yeah. And they turn on the TV and they're all like enamored by this TV and they're talking, like copying what's being said on like commercials and some like westerns that when they keep changing the channel. So that's
Yeah, in the exact same voice. Like they can like perfectly imitate anything that they see, which is really cool.
yeah. Yep. And then Valerie calls Woody the pool guy and she's like, it has to be Woody. It has to only Woody.
My man.
He has to come today because she knows Woody's the only one that's like kind of wouldn't like blink twice about this spaceship in the pool. She could totally let him.
Like stoned out of his mind.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can talk this man into anything. So
Yes. Yes. Yep. And while she's calling and she's trying to get these aliens together and get them food, the phone rings while she's outside. I think she's outside with Woody.
yeah, she's outside with Woody because Woody just came to drain the pool. And she's like, how long is this gonna take? All that.
Yeah. And Ted calls, leaves a message, and it's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Val. Like, I've never done this before. Lies.
Yeah. You stopped me from making a horrible mistake. Lies.
Lies, lies, lies. Yeah.
I hate men.
Yes. Ted is terrible.
He is
And, you know, he's like, I'll see you later today, later tonight. And when she comes back in, Mac literally says the exact thing that Ted said in Ted's voice. And she's like, oh no, Ted called. She's like, great. Ted's going to definitely know you guys are not human. So she's worried about them because Ted's a doctor and, you know, worried about their safety when Ted comes home and sees them. So who does she go to help with the situation?
Well, Val is going to our main girl, Candy. And Candy, what if her perfect name for her, by the way. Freaking love Candy. But basically, Val goes up to Candy to the salon and is just like, girl, this is gonna sound crazy, but I got 3 aliens with me. They just crashed their UFO into my pool, and now I need you to make them look more human because Candy is a hairdresser. And Candy's like, girl, like, what are you on? Like, are you okay? There is no reason that you should be this delirious after an average man like Ted does something like this. And she's like, no, like, actually, Candy, I'm being so for real right now. And then because like the 3 guys were like hiding under like the little like hair, what are like the hair blow dryer thingies that like you pull down and everything, and with like their smocks on and everything. And then Val just keeps going and reveals all of them, and Candy's just like, what the hell? Like, no, those are actual aliens. And Val's like, yeah, girl, that's what I just said. And then eventually Candy stops kind of being scared and she's like, okay, let me see if I can work my magic, but if I catch one flea on these little fur bags, I am out of here.
Yes. And I thought it was really funny when she's explaining to Candy, like, oh, there's aliens, blah, 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 blah. A lady walks by and she goes, what did you say? And Val goes, oh, nothing, I'm on drugs. And the lady goes, okay. And then she just walks away.
80s.
I love this. She's like, oh, nothing, I'm on drugs.
And then she's like, oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Candy does her makeover magic and has apparently this like tube thing of like that has smoke in it.
I don't know what those were.
Yeah.
They look like the things out of the ATM, like when you're going to the bank and you have to send a check to them. Like it looks like the tube that gets sent from the bank. Yeah. And she's like, okay, here we go. She's like, here's Whiplock. I made him into a surfer dude, and it's Jim Carrey. He's blonde. He looks good because he's super young. Cute. He's in his 20s. Yeah, he looks really good. And then the next one is Zebo, who is the yellow alien. That's Damon Wayans, and she's got him all looking like good. Looks good.
Yep. And then the last one is the blue alien, who's Mac. And that is Jeff Goldblum, and he comes out looking really, really good. And she's like,
Val is like, her jaw drops. Yeah, he is stunning. And of course, this man walks out shirtless because the director knew exactly what they were doing.
Like, we know what the people want.
They knew they were writing this for women.
Right.
These were great choices for these 3 men.
So Candy's really excited that there's like these 3 hot guys. And she wants to go out. It's Saturday night. She's like, let's go. And Valerie's like,
we're in the club.
She's like, we can't bring these guys out. There's no way. And she's like, oh, yeah, there's a way. Let's go. So they're just driving down the road to a club. She's got a convertible, and they stop at a stoplight with these three girls. I think it's three girls, three blonde girls in a Jeep, and of course Whiplock. Okay, I'm gonna mix them up. Whiplock, who's Jim Carrey, is like, Finland, girls from Finland. Yeah, because he's obsessed with Finland for some reason.
Yeah, because they saw it on the TV, and there's like these three stunning blonde girls that were like in a ski lodge, and they were from like the Finland or whatever. So now he sees blonde hair and blue eyes, and he's like, oh, Finland.
Yeah, and they're like, come on, come on. So as they're starting to take off at the light, he like jumps into the Jeep with the girls, and they're headed to a club, and it's called Deca Dance.
Perfect.
Yes. So they're all going to the club. Fun time.
Yeah, and while they're at this club, Candy, of course, she just is like a social butterfly. So she just found like this table of friends that she already had going to the club, I guess. And you see Whiplock, you see Zebo, you see them like all like pretty much have girls on them, even Mac. But you can definitely tell that Whiplock and Zebo are like so into the girls, like their only eyes are on those girls. And then you see Mac, and he's getting like all like this girl is all up on him, and he is only looking at Val because she's stunning, obviously. And they have a good connection, and they haven't even like spoken to each other really yet. But he is like more focused on her than anything. And we just see freaking Zebo bust out into some moves. It's basically like a dance battle. Like it's like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Dance off, bro. Yeah, so he's dancing with this girl, this gorgeous girl. This guy comes in. Okay, now this is the 80s.
I can't get over his freaking cane.
He has a white suit on. Okay. With a red shirt underneath it. He has a white hat, and he has a cane, like a super pimped out. He looks like a super pimp. And he walks up to the girl who is dancing with Zebo and says, why dance with a zero when you can dance with a hero? And the girl's like, and then she starts
dancing with him. Like, what? Is that all it takes?
Yep. So they're dancing away. And then Zebo pops down and he goes, why dance with a hero when you can dance with a zero? And then they're both dancing with the girl. And he's like, get away from my girl, the guy that's all dressed up. And she's like, I'll dance with you both. I don't care. You know? And so this is when we get the dance off, bro. You and me. The two guys are doing a dance off, and it is like hilarious.
And they're like both in like the bird cages, like that you see at like what are those clubs called or whatever, where you have like the like
a go-go
dancers basically. Yeah, in like the cages. And they're both just like in the cages. And like Zebo's superhuman, obviously. He's an alien. So like whatever this James Brown wannabe guy like is doing, he's doing it 10 times better. And he eventually wins the dance off. And these girls are like at his beck and call. They're like, sign my boobs, sign my face, like all these things. And Zebo's just like, girls.
And then it cuts to Whiplock, who has like a really tall drink, and he goes to get the ice out of it, and his tongue is so long. It's like so long. And all the girls are like, and the one girl's like, I'm going home with him. And then the other girl says, no, I'm going home with him. And then Candy grabs his like whole face. She goes, no, I'm going home with him. And she just like drags him, and he follows her.
Oh yeah, Candy is a queen. And while all of this nonsense is going on, we have the most gorgeous Mac going to find Valerie, because that's all he cares about is Miss Valerie. And Valerie's like there's like a nightclub portion, and there's like a piano bar portion, it looked like. Like it's very calm where Valerie was at, and she's just sitting at the bar drinking alone. And Mac just goes down, sits down at the piano, like right behind Valerie, and then just starts playing the most beautiful like symphony ever. Like he's just like very talented on the piano. And then Valerie turns around and is like, wait, girl, you play the piano? This is crazy. And then she's just like, you know, getting vulnerable with Mac, just like talking about, you know, how much of an idiot Ted is, and, you know, that she just wants like Mr. Right, basically. Like I always thought there was like one true love where like, you know, somebody I love will also love me just as much, and, you know, that kind of stuff. And Mac is just like a great listener.
Yeah. And then they almost kiss, which is, you're like, oh. And then they hear Whiplock and they go, they're like, oh, she's like, oh no, the other guys. So they go and find them. And in the meantime, while she's at the club, Ted comes home and he sees that the house is trashed because Valerie trashed it for a good reason. And he thinks something has happened to Val. So he calls the police. He's like, I think my fiance's been kidnapped. I don't know, my house is trashed. I don't know what's going on. And then Val comes home with the 3 aliens. And Ted's like, who are these guys? And she's like, oh, I won a band on MTV. Like, win a band for the weekend on MTV. He's like, well, they gotta go. And she's like, well, they can't go. I have to have them the whole weekend. That's the rule. So
Yeah. Ted is pissed. You can tell that that Valerie has never done anything like bad to him. Like, you can tell that Valerie's always been at his beck and call, and like he just has her wrapped around his finger. So he is kind of pissed off that she's hanging out with 3 other guys, and they're all very cute. So I would also be jealous. But it doesn't help that the aliens are trying to be human-like, and they're literally just like calling him bro. And then, like, we just see, like, Whiplock doing, like, sit-ups on the ground. And then, like, there's just, like, such erratic behavior. And then Whiplock gets up and, like, tries to, like, he reaches in the aquarium and tries to eat one of Ted's fish. And he actually does, bless you, does eat the fish. And Ted is in love with his fish. Like, this man is ungodly in love with his fish. And Ted is pissed off and like wrestling Whiplock to the ground, like choking him, like strangling him on the thing. And then we see the freaking cops arrive because Ted called the cops earlier. And then Ted gets up and he's like, I want these 3 arrested. Like, there's some shady behavior going on. They trashed my house, blah, 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 blah. And what does homegirl Val say?
Valerie tells them, she's like, officers, this man does not live here anymore. And he's strangling my guests. As he's like, he was strangling Whiplock for the fish when the cops had come in, and they're like, oh, false report. I see what happened here. So they call it in as a false report. They start arresting Ted, and the one cop's like, don't worry, girlfriend broke up with him and he's all mad. She found 3 new guys or whatever. And Ted's like, are you serious?
Like, this is blasphemy. Like, the wedding is off. This is terrible.
Yep. So that's the last we see of Ted for the night. He's off with the cops, which means Valerie's alone with the 3 aliens. She's upset because Ted had called off the wedding, so she goes into her room and lays down. And Whiplock and Zeba I think they're just watching TV.
Yeah, I think they're just like, probably doing some more sit-ups on the ground and like just doing some whack-ass shit.
Eating more fish, who knows?
Like eating raw eggs, the fish.
Which I would like to add that Ted has named all his fish after expensive cars. We have Beamer, Aston, Martin, just all named after like fancy cars. Okay, Ted.
Right.
So Mac, of course, he follows Valerie into the room, and, he sees that she's sad, and she says, I just don't know what Ted wants. And Mac says, well, what does Valerie want? And Valerie says, I just want to be happy. Mac can make Valerie feel better, and Valerie says, are you coming on to me? And she backs away, and Mac starts taking off his clothes. And she's like, oh, it wouldn't work between us. I don't even know if we're anatomically correct. That could be a problem. He takes off his pants and she goes, okay, not a problem. And he like sits down next to her and she goes, well, I just don't want you to think that Earth girls are easy. And he says, what is easy? And she goes, this. And then they start to make out. They hook up, they get together, but it's very like cosmic, weird, like lights and like,
yeah, it's like she's being like, it's an enlightenment for her. Like, it's literally like there's rainbows, there's sequins, there's a lot of things happening here.
Yeah. So she has this like terrible nightmare while she's sleeping, like that she's taken over by aliens in her house. She opens her fridge, there's some like person in the fridge eating Captain Crunch. And she's screaming. Yeah. And there's like the robot from what's that space show, Lost in Space. And he's like walking around and she's like, and there's just aliens everywhere and she's screaming and she's like pointing Ted comes out and she's like pointing a hairdryer at Ted to like shoot him or something. It's super weird, like so weird. And then she wakes up and she's next to Mac, who's normal. She's not blue. And she like rolls over to her like table And she grabs her birth control pills and she's like, pop, pop, pop. She takes like
Yeah.
5 of them and she's like,
Yeah,
that
for good measure.
yeah, that should do it just in case, which I thought was
God.
like so funny. So as her and Mac are talking, and the other two aliens peeking through the window, and they're like, the pool is drained. So he's like, okay. So they go out to to the yard to start working on their ship.
Yeah, so as they're fixing their ship, or trying to at least, of course, another montage where Jeff Goldblum is shirtless. Oh darn. Valerie's like, all right, boys, like, I hope you like decaf coffee. And then, like, basically, like, just trying to be, like, a little wifey, kind of. Like, she's like, I'm making pancakes from scratch. Like, this is gonna be so fun. She's obviously in a good mood because Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
And Jeff kind of like, well, Mac comes out of the ship and he's just like, all right, this is fixed. Like, we can go home now, basically, like, kind of shutting Valerie up because she's all excited about making breakfast and having them stay and stuff. And when she hears the news that they are able to go home, Valerie is upset. And then we hear the damn phone ring.
It's Ted.
Mm-hmm.
And she answers the phone and she's like, I don't know if I'll take you back, Ted. Because he's like, I'm sorry, I was overreacting. She's like, well, I don't ever, you don't ever say things to me. I need to hear, I love you. You're the one for me. And this is when Mac comes into, and he just hears the I love you. You're the one for me. You're the only one for me, or something like that. And he thinks that she is saying that to Ted when she's actually explaining to Ted what she needs to hear from him. So Mac, of course, is sad and he goes back to the ship. And when Valerie comes out, he's like, okay, the ship's fixed. Like, we can go home now. Valerie's pretty sad about that.
Well, this is like, and also too, I know I hated Ted before, but he is so disgusting on this phone call because, like, he literally calls her and is like, I need you to take care of me. Not I love you. Like, that's why she was kind of saying those things, because he literally is like, no, I just, like, need somebody to be there, basically. Yeah. Like, I need to be taken care of. And that's just so disgusting. And she is ready to be with Ted now. For some reason. Like, she's just like, you know what? I could forgive you, like, now that I slept on it. Like, no, now that you slept with Mac, ma'am, I'm really, like, thinking of forgiving you and stuff like that, but I need you to change. But we know that Ted is never going to change.
No, and we'll hear more of that later. Woody pops by to check on the pool, and he sees Mac, he sees the spaceship and Mac, like, and he's like, whoa, is that a spaceship, guys? And Mac's like, it's a car from Finland. He's like, oh, awesome. It's a car from Finland. That's awesome. And he's like,
I've heard of that before.
Yeah, right. And he tells Zebo and Whiplock that, because they ask about, they're like, Finland, babes, Finland. And Woody tells them that he could find them tons of babes while surfing. Like, they should go to the beach. That's where all the babes are. They love surfers. So the two of them decide to go with Woody to the beach.
Yeah, because it's Babe Central. And this is when we see Candy just breaking out in a song with her little montage, and she just gets to sing because she's a blonde.
Yeah, she's a blonde. It's luckily for them, today is the Zuma Beach Blonde of the Month contest, and Candy is singing I'm a Blonde, and she's like, 'cause I'm a blonde, BLOND, 'cause I'm a blonde, don't you wish you were me? It's like the dumb things, like she's like, don't need to go to college because I got boobs or something like that. It's just like,
no, yeah, she's like, I've always wanted to be a veterinarian because I love working with kids.
Yeah,
and it's like, what? Hey, Queen.
I'm in my 3rd year as a freshman at UCLA, studying to be a veterinarian because I love kids. Yeah, that's what she said. And she wins. It's just like a quick little. It has nothing to do. Like, it's just. That's the actress Julie Brown.
She was musical numbers.
She was known for that. She was kind of like a Weird Al Yankovic sort of, but she didn't parody other songs. She made parody songs. So yeah, and she was on MTV a lot. Not to be confused with Downtown Julie Brown. She's just Julie Brown. And then it cuts to Woody and the boys. They have to stop for gas. And at the gas station, a little bratty kid walks up to the car, and he has like a fake gun, and he's shooting Zebo with it. It's Zebo, right? I think it's Zebo.
Yeah, Zebo.
And he puts his finger in it, Zebo does, and it gets stuck to his finger and he can't get it off. And the kid's like, oh, that guy stole my gun. And she's like, quit making up stories. Oh my God, get in the car, you know? Then Woody tells the guys, like, hey, since I'm buying the gas, why don't you guys go in and get us some snacks? And they're like, okay. So they go into the gas station with the toy gun.
Yeah, and like before Woody's like, you know, like some like provisions or like some snacks, you know, like bread basically. And the boys go in and of course Zebo is pointing this toy gun at this kid and it does look like a real, it's not like a water gun. Like
Right.
it genuinely looks like a real like 5.7 or something like that. And he's just like, all right, like give us the bread. Like give us bread. You know, that means like money, right? So then the kid is like poor shaking in his boots and he's like, you could take whatever you want, like, and like the boys are like, oh, anything we want, thank you. And like the kid's like handing over the cash drawer, like he's like, he was flipping through a Playboy before, and then like of course the boys are like, oh, anything we want, and then he's giving them the magazines, and then he's like, oh, what about candy? And then he's throwing candy at him, and this kid is basically like, hey, I just work here, please don't shoot. And the boys have absolutely no idea what he's talking about, so they just like happily walk out of the store and they're like, wow, this man is so nice, like I love it here.
Yeah.
They're going, and then the kid behind the desk like presses the red panic button, so then the cops will eventually come.
Yep. And as the two of them are sitting in the car, they've got the like cash till on top of the car. This woman pulls up in her pink Corvette and she is the quintessential like dumb blonde, like exactly what you should look like if you're the dumb blonde.
Like, yeah,
huge boobs.
Pink Corvette.
Yeah. And she talks like leads with her boobs and stuff. This is Angeline. She was in the 80s. I think she was just the 80s. And she was kind of like self-promotion. So she would buy billboards of herself and would like promote. I think she wanted to be like an actress, singer, one of those like model actress, singer. And she had convinced people there were billboards of her everywhere, and that's her real look. And in the movie, that's what she looks like. So, okay. And I'm sure that's probably her car. I don't know the full story of Angeline, just I know she was big with billboards and self-promotion and trying to become somebody, you know, just by promoting herself, I guess. I don't think she was super talented, but then again, I could be wrong, because you really don't hear.
Angeline fan club.
Yeah, they're like, God damn it!
We're like, yeah, so subscribe.
I mean, I didn't hear from her until I saw like a movie on Netflix or something about her, and it was played by Fiona from Shameless.
Fiona Gallagher or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So
I can't remember.
Emmy Rossum. So it was played by her. She played her. And I was like, so I kind of like dove a little deeper into it. And I was like, okay, this is an interesting story. I didn't watch it. I watched like the first episode and I was like, I don't care.
Good story.
I know. I didn't care at all. Yeah, so she pops up and she grabs like $1 from the till and she puts it in her bra, and she's like, the one's blowing a bubble, and she's like, can you move your car so I can get some unleaded? And she pops the bubble and she says, thank you. And then she like backs up. Yeah, so you're like,
so cringy.
She's so cringe, and that's how she really was. Yeah. And so they're like, oh yeah, of course. So they try to drive Woody's car. And she's in the front, so they don't know how to drive a car. So they drive it and they put it in like drive, and they hit her car. And then she's like in her car, and she's like that. She's really mad. I just can't. I cannot point this out. So they take off in the car. Woody calls Val to tell her what happened. Val and Mac come to the gas station while Woody is being arrested as a accomplice, and they arrest Mac as well because they ask Angeline. They're like, was that one of the guys? And she goes, I don't know, not really. And the one cop's like, good enough for me. And then he
Yeah.
goes over and arrests him. Yeah, and Val's like, you can't arrest him. Like, I need to be arrested too then. And he's like,
Mhm.
oh, we're not arresting you. And then she
Yeah,
takes
you
like,
haven't done anything wrong.
yeah, she hits their car with something. And then, of
With a
course,
bumper. I think
yeah.
it's like Woody's bumper that she picks
Oh,
up and she just like breaks the light on the police car. And then they're like, all right. And then now they're both in the back of the police car.
yes, Mac and Val are in the
But
back
Woody
of the
is
police car.
free.
And as they're driving, the cops, there's like a, what are they called? APB, that Zebo and Whiplock were driving on the interstate backwards, and they ran off the road and they like ramped off of it into a Randy's Donut sign, like in the middle of the donut. That's where their car stopped.
Mhm.
So those two are on their way to the hospital because crashed, and that's where Mac and Val need to be. So Val's like, can we please stop at the hospital? They're like, you're not stopping at the hospital. It's not happening. So Mac does something.
Yeah, so basically, you know how, well, I guess in the beginning, Mac was, and the other boys were able to put like a love spell kind of
Mhm.
thing, like on the cat. And like that's when the cat was like, like all iridescent, had like the little rainbows around it. It was just loving life. And Val noticed that, and Val's like, oh my gosh, you need to put the love spell on one of the cops so then I can flirt with him and then get out
Mhm.
of the car so then we can beat them to the hospital, because she knows if the boys get sent to the hospital that they're just going to be tested on basically like experiments. So, and they're obviously going to find out that they're not human because they have two heartbeats. And so Mac touches one of the cops, and like Val's like all ready to be all flirty, and the
Mhm.
one cop is actually in love with the other cop.
And
Because
flirting
like the
with
other
him.
cop is like, how about that Knicks game? And then the other cop's like, how about your beautiful eyes? And
Your beautiful violet eyes. They're just like
yeah,
Elizabeth Taylor's.
so good. It's so good. And the cop's like, what?
So he puts the love touch on the other cop, and he does the same thing to the other cop. So they're like in love. They're like, "Oh, I love your eyes. I never noticed this about you."
And they drop him off at the hospital. They're like, oh, what a nice couple.
Yep. And
It's so
they're both
sweet.
they're both in the back. The cops are in the back, and
And
Valerie's
yeah,
actually driving the cop car. Yeah, and the cops
yeah,
are in
and
the
they're like,
back.
"Oh, such nice young, like such nice young kids." And then Max just like, "Good luck house hunting."
I know. That was so,
Yeah.
yeah, that was really cute. So they're at the hospital, and Ted comes in to see Zebo and Whiplock because he remembers them from the house, and he goes to check them out, and he notices that they have two heartbeats. He's like, "Oh my God, this is so weird." And he checks the other one, same thing. So he like tries to knock them out. He grabs like a big syringe and he goes, "I can't wait to tell others about this." And when he knocks them out, this is when Val and Matt come to the hospital, and they're like, "We need a disguise," because Ted's already in there. Ted's going to notice Valerie. So she runs into the nurse that Ted was going to cheat on her with, and she pretends to have a gun, and she's like, they go into a patient's room, and the patient has a full body cast. Literally
Mhm.
everything is cast but his mouth and his eyes, and he's like hooked up and everything. She's like, "Give me your outfit." And she's like, "Look, I don't know what crazy thing you and Ted are into, but I don't want to have anything to do with that. I don't want anything to do with your kinkiness." And she's like, "Strip." And she tells the patient, like, "Go hit the call button, hit the call button." And he's like, because he wants
No
her to
thanks.
strip. He's probably had no action for like months. He's like, and she's like, "Ah." And she takes her nurse's outfit and her glasses, which are the big
Mhm.
80s glasses, are like this big on her face.
Oh yeah.
And Mac is dressed like a doctor, and they go to see Ted.
Yeah, so they are walking down the hallway hand in hand, so sweet. And they go in to see where Ted is, and they see obviously the two boys laying on the tables, and they are now awake. I think, I don't know what happened, but I think they just like woke up from
Yeah,
the anesthesia or
it didn't
whatever it
take
was
long.
that they got injected. Yeah. And Ted is basically like talking to the now nurse that Val is hiding as, and then Mac, and Val's basically just like, "Oh, like they look fine to me, like I like let's get them out of here." And Ted's like, "No, I'm going to be on the cover of Life magazine. Like I made this huge discovery and no one's ever done this before." And the whole scene is amazing because Mac and the other two boys and Val are all just gaslighting him into thinking that he's absolutely
Mm-hmm.
insane. So, like, he's listening to the two heartbeats, and then Val, as the nurse, is like, well, why don't you listen to my heartbeat? Because I'm sure it's like the same. And then Mac is also making the sound of the heartbeat because they can imitate anything. So like then you hear the dual heartbeats of Val, and then they're like, okay, listen to your own heartbeat. And then he's like listening to something, and then like they're making extra noises, and then it substantially gets louder and louder and crazier and weirder. Like they're making like cuckoo clock noises and some other weird stuff. And basically Ted just goes absolutely crazy and like runs out of the room. So the boys are safe.
Yes, they're okay. So Val drives everybody home, the three aliens plus Ted. And Ted decides to tell her that let's get married. Let's go to Vegas tomorrow and get married. And she's like shocked. And of course Mac is kind of like hanging on to the word, like her word, like what is she gonna say? She's like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, well, don't you want to get married? She's like, of course I do. I just didn't expect you to do this. And she's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get married. So of course, Mac is bummed. They pull into the driveway. Val and Ted like kiss, and then they run into the house. And Mac and the other two aliens go back to their spaceship, and it cuts to the next day, and Valerie's packing for Vegas.
Yeah, she's looking for her something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, because again, like they were having this conversation like, oh, I know it's not going to be your big church wedding, we can still have that, but I just can't think of a day that I don't want to be married to you, and blah blah whatever. And then we also see Ted calling on the phone. He's like, hey, whatever her name is, like Barbara or something.
It's like
she's not a doctor at the and he's like, I need you to cover my shift for the next couple days because I'm going to Vegas. And like doesn't say anything like kind of crazy, and pointing out that the sole purpose that he's going to Vegas is to get married to Val. And Barbara's like asking, well, we can't really hear it, but we can tell that Barbara's asking like, oh, like what are you there for? And he's like, a little gambling, a little this, a little that, also getting married. And then she like is like fighting with him on the phone basically. And Ted, the scum of all scum, just goes, well, just because I'm getting married doesn't mean that we still can't date. Ew. Just ew.
Dick. Yeah. Yeah, what a scumbag. So of course Val doesn't hear any of this. The aliens are putting on the finishing touches of their spaceship. Val says goodbye to Zebo and Whiplock. And I love how she tells Whiplock. She's like, Whiplock, I'm going to miss you. Miss you the least. Yeah, you least of all. I love that. He's just like, okay.
He's just like Candy. All I care about is Candy.
Yeah, he loves Candy.
Yeah.
He loves, and by Candy, we mean Julie Brown's character Candy. Yeah, not the actual Candy.
Probably M&M's too.
Yeah. And then she tells Mac that she will miss him the most. She's going to miss him so much. And Ted comes out to see the spaceship, and he's like, oh my God, I'm calling the cops. So Mac does the love touch on Val and Ted. So they're like at the bottom of the empty pool, and they're like kissing and everything like that. But then Val breaks out of it, and she yells to Mac that she loves him. She's like, stop, don't go, I love you. And, take me I'll go anywhere with you. He's like, to my planet. And she's like, anywhere, your planet, anywhere. And Mac goes, I am Mr. Right. And then she shakes her head, yes. And, so she goes onto the spaceship, and she's like, goodbye, Ted. And then the cat comes by Ted, and it's him and the cat like rolling around together because they have the love touch. It's like so funny.
It reminds me of White Chicks with the weird kid with the long hair, like the annoying like boy's like best friend or whatever. When then like they take like when they spike the drink, and then he's like making out with the dog, like well, not, but like the dog's like licking his face, and he's like, oh, like I love this. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah. So she's with Mac. He kisses her. Candy comes running out, and she's like, don't forget the margaritas. Of course. And she's got like a can of margarita.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she like throws it up there. And, Val's like, I'll miss you, Candy. And Candy's like, call me. And Val's like,
she's like, girl, I'm going to space.
Yeah.
Ain't no service in space.
And then they're in the spaceship, and off they go. And it shows them like in space. And that's the end.
Happily ever after.
Happily ever after. Yes. Yeah. Super cute. That was that. I got some interesting facts, and then we've got our categories. Okay, so budget was $10 million. On opening weekend, it made $892,742. It grossed worldwide $3,916,303. So didn't make a lot of money. So Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum were married at the time they made this movie.
Well, that's why they had such good chemistry.
Yep.
That's so cute. Power couple.
Yeah. But they were only married for like 2 years, I think. Not very long. The alien language is just English but backwards. So that's what they were saying. Damon Wayans and Jim Carrey, who were Whiplock and Zebo, 2 years later after making this movie, were in Living Color together, which was great. Oh, that show was so good. So much talent. So as of 2023, a stage musical is in the works. It's being developed by Julie Brown and Dennis Poor. So who knows if that'll happen?
I love musicals. Would love to see that. And the Blonde song.
Yes.
Because I'm a blonde. BL. Oh, just forget it.
Forget it. Madonna, Daryl Hannah, Elizabeth Shue, Justine Bateman, Molly Ringwald, and Deborah Winger were offered the role of Valerie, but they turned it down. So when Valerie is trashing Ted's house or their house, she does burn a Madonna record.
I did see that.
That's kind of like a little...
Like a dig?
Yeah, like a dig at Madonna. Let's see. What else do I have? I can read it. So Jim Carrey and Charles Rocket. Charles Rocket is who played Ted. They later appeared in Dumb and Dumber together in 1994. Ted was also the dad in Hocus Pocus. That's what he was from. I don't remember who he was in Dumb and Dumber. I haven't seen that in a while, so maybe. But Hocus Pocus, I know he's the dad. And Julie Brown did write a lot of the songs, of course, because I'm a blonde.
Queen.
I Like 'Em Big and Stupid, which you kind of hear at the club.
Yeah, that's at the club. Yeah. That's amazing, too.
Yes. And then the Brand New Girl song when they're doing Gina Davis's makeover. And then Gina Davis did really sing The Ground You Walk On when she's messing up the house. That is her voice. It's not dubbed. Yeah, so those are the fun facts of the movie. Yeah. So on to some categories.
Oh, yeah. What categories?
Okay. So first category. How do we make this into a Hallmark Christmas movie?
I know you've been thinking about this. You can go first.
Okay. Let me grab my paper.
I love this category.
Okay. So Val visits Finland for Christmas since her boyfriend just broke up with her. And she goes to their Christmas fair and she makes a wish to find Mr. Right in their wishing well. Okay, so just as she makes the wish, she sees a shooting star in the sky. And before she leaves, she wants to buy hot chocolate, because she's like, oh, I'm kind of cold. I want to buy hot chocolate. So she buys a hot chocolate. And as she's about to leave, she runs into somebody and it's icy. So she kind of slips and she grabs onto this man. And they both fall and she spills hot chocolate over both of them. This man is Jeff Goldblum, a.k.a. Mac. And he's like, I'm fine. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And he's like, no, I'm good. Don't worry about it. I just, she's like, okay. So she goes back to her hotel and she finds working at the front desk is Mac, who happens to own the hotel with his two other brothers.
Wow. So good.
Yes. And then romance ensues.
Crazy. Yeah, of course. The romance. Oh my gosh. I love that.
What if Hallmark makes one of these movies, I always suggest?
Honestly, we better get royalties for this because
we better get some credit.
Ideas. Actually, they're going to do that in the musical that they're developing. So they're like, wow, that's not a bad idea.
They're like, perfect, Finland? Is he not a prince? He's not a prince this time. He's not a prince of Finland. He's an owner.
The girl from Mean Girls, Gretchen Wieners.
Gretchen Wieners, yeah.
Lacey, I forgot her name.
Lacey Chabet or something like that.
She is amazing. I love seeing her in those Hallmark movies. Oh my gosh, that's phenomenal.
Did you have any Christmas Hallmark ideas?
Nothing can top that. That's crazy.
I had a lot of time on my hands, but I think we're both going to agree on the biggest douche canoe in the film.
Obviously, Ted.
Duh.
Yeah. He's disgusting.
And what would one of the characters' dating profiles look like?
What do you have?
I have Woody. I did Woody.
Woody, my king.
Yes. So his would say, single male who loves to surf. Looking for my beach babe to ride the waves with. Looking good in a bikini, a plus. And if you've won the Zuma Beach Blonde of the Month Club, even better.
Oh, that's a good one. I was gonna say I had Ted's. Like I was thinking of him because like
Mm.
every time I think of like dating apps, I think of like always there's gonna be some scummy men on there.
Yes,
And I feel like he clearly made this Tinder while he was engaged to Val, first of all. I want to
for
make that
sure.
very clear. But like in his description, he would be like the kind of guy that's like no fatties, blondes and brunettes. Like if you have a baby daddy, do not contact. Like if you weigh 130 pounds like or less, then contact me. Like he's definitely
Yeah.
like super superficial, like disgusting. And all of his pictures are like him when he was in Signu in college or
Yes.
Pike. He seems like he would be in Pike.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry for all of the normal people that are involved in the Pike fraternity. It just depends on what school you go to that they're normal.
You may be a
So,
douche canoe. We don't
yeah,
know.
you could
Or you may
possibly
not
be
be.
affected as a douche canoe.
So give me somebody's coffee order.
You know for a fact that Whitlock is literally just only liquid cane sugar in his cup.
Oh my
It is
God.
only sugar, just pumps of sugar, and that's it.
It's
Like
like a
Arcane Mac is like he would definitely be like drinking like a matcha or something because like he's just like adorable and amazing. And then Whitlock's just like, can I get 35 pumps of liquid cane
cane
sugar?
sugar. Yeah, and like a drop of coffee and they take like a little dropper and they're like, coffee.
Literally like an eyedropper.
Yes. I chose Candy.
Okay,
And
queen.
so Candy's getting the peppermint mocha with extra
Obviously.
whipped cream.
Oh.
But she brought her own mini bottle of Bailey's that she's gonna put in
Mm-hmm.
there and mix it up.
100%. I could 100% see that. I love that. I love a
And
good
she's
Irish
doing it
coffee.
inside the Starbucks. Like she's literally like at the
Oh,
little
she whipped
station
it
with the
out
like,
as she's waiting
oh
in
yeah, she's
line.
literally like has the stir and she's like,
She's putting extra cinnamon on it, and then
oh yeah,
she's also putting
yeah,
the Baileys in it and throwing it in the Starbucks garbage can.
yes. Do I have anything from this movie? I don't. There wasn't anything that I saw that I had. I mean, maybe blue makeup from Wet n Wild.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe,
Yeah, I'd say I didn't really have anything, like the records maybe? Like I probably
maybe
have
some
some of those
records.
records that she was
Yeah,
going through, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so.
yeah. I couldn't. I went through everything and I was like, yeah, I really didn't have. I mean, maybe some like very colorful poofy skirts, but nothing like they wear in there and that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, nope, actually, I don't have anything from this. But
You
I mean,
got me
I
there.
during the 80s though, I was in grade school. I
Yeah.
wasn't in junior high just quite yet. So grade school, my parents were still buying me clothes and, my mom was probably still dressing me. So I was probably wearing like
Mhm.
purple pants and like a pink sweater.
Perfect. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Big
Yeah.
sweaters for the win.
Yeah. Let's see. Best line in the movie.
Okay, I have a couple of those. Well, okay, sorry, Daisy's literally just standing on me. I'm like, what are we doing? She just like rose from her slumber and then she just wanted to stand there.
Yes.
So one of my favorites is when the cops come because Ted originally called the cops and he thought that somebody broke in because of the state of the apartment. Ted, with all seriousness, goes, "Oh God, where is it? He ate my striped dork." And then the other cop is like, "Hey, watch your language."
Yes. Yeah.
Or Woody, of course, King. He says, like, when they're talking about like the babes at the beach, and Zeebo and Whiplock are like, "There are blonde babes at the beach," and he goes, "Does Pinocchio have a wooden butt?"
That's good. That's good.
My last one I have, because I just love these, like, I love the quotes. The quotes really
Yes.
send me because we grew up in a household where we would only quote movies. So
Mhm.
that's why I think I hyperfixate on like getting some quotes. She's doing it again. She's running in circles. Anyways, so this is when Woody is calling Valerie from the gas station and he's like currently almost getting arrested. Like him and Mac are like kind of getting arrested from the cops. And he goes, "Gotta go now, Valerie. I'm getting my butt kicked." Doesn't even hang out, nothing. Like Valerie's just like, okay. And then she zooms on over.
My favorite one, of course, I already said what it was, is when she's talking to Candy about the aliens, and Candy's like, "What are you talking about?" The lady's like, "What did you say?" "Nothing, I'm on drugs."
Like, I'm just on drugs. And she's like,
It's something I would say. "Oh, nothing, I'm on drugs." Just ignore me. I'd be like, "I'm just crazy. Whatever. Just ignore me." That was my favorite one.
that's good.
Yes. So, yeah. So that is Earth Girls Are Easy. We have picked our next movie. Ireland.
Empire Records with the one and only Liv Tyler, my queen.
From 1995.
Mm-hmm.
It is streaming on Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime, it should be free for you to stream.
Yeah.
So you can
We're
watch
on an Amazon Prime kick. All of these that we've done this is our, so Boondock Saints, this one, and now our next one can all be streamed on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, they've got a couple other ones that I was like going through, and I was like, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. But yeah, I'm really excited for Empire Records. That is my generation.
Good soundtrack on that one too.
Yes.
Very good soundtrack. I think you have that soundtrack because I remember seeing it.
Oh, there's also a tie-in to Grease 2 for this one.
Can the people out there please just like help me? Why do we keep bringing up Grease 2? Like it should be relevant. It should not be relevant. Please save me. Oh God.
I'll give you a hint.
Guys, I'm sorry, the podcast is over. We're done. We're not making this anymore.
Oh, we're gonna do Grease 2 one day. It's gonna happen, and you're gonna watch it. You're gonna be like, oh, now I know what the love affair was. It's so terrible.
No, we need to hit 100 subscribers before I can do Grease 2.
Ireland needs the numbers. She needs the numbers. She needs to see the numbers so she can mentally handle Grease 2.
So then I actually have something to do it for. Oh God.
So we want to thank everybody for joining us for this episode of Butterscotch Rewatch.
Yes,
always.
I
am Katie, the Gen X mom.
I'm Ireland, the Gen Z daughter.
And we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.